Welcome to the August 20th Board of Directors meeting for Piedmont Community Charter School. Piedmont Community Charter School is a tuition-free K-12 school that offers a superior college preparatory education option for this community and its families. In just a moment, we will take a moment of silence. We'll take a moment of silence now. Thank you. Item number 3 on the agenda is public comment. Is there anyone signed up for public comment? No, sir. Thank you. Item number 4 is awards and recognition.
Good evening, board members. We have exciting things to talk about. All of the Piedmont administrative teams attended the North Carolina Association of Charter Schools Crowning Achievements Conference in Charlotte this summer. Over 600 educators were in attendance, making this the largest charter event in our state, and I was so happy that there were like 12 of us that went. We all had a great time, learned a lot. Mrs. Huffstetler and I, along with a recent Piedmont graduate, Lyric Brown, presented the PACE program on July 18th at a meeting of the Gastonia Rotary Club. This is the Rotary Club that meets on Thursdays. Our stakeholders are very excited about this opportunity for our students, and we're very proud to spread the word in our community about the PACE program and how that's going to benefit our students. I want to give a shout out to our high school art teachers, Mr. Bayou and Mrs. Williams, for bringing art club students to volunteer to face paint at the Gastonia Summer Concert Series at the Downtown Rotary Pavilion this past Friday night. I appreciate their enthusiasm and their service to our community. 3 of our PCCS high school students were recognized by Holy Angels for their summer volunteer work with their organization. They are 9th graders, Brianna Adams, Adeline Winyate, and 12th grader, Olivia Ballard. Holy Angels is a residential facility that provides around-the-clock care to adults and children with developmental disabilities. Our student volunteers were praised for their enthusiasm, dedication, and open hearts that contributed to a very meaningful experience for them. We are so proud of them.
Thank you. Item number 5 on the agenda is approval of previous minutes. Has everybody had a chance to take a look at the minutes? We have, looks like, June 18th from the regular meeting, and an August 10th from the Board of Directors training / retreat, which was held in a classroom right over here. I hear a motion on those? Either one or both?
I make a motion to approve the minutes, regular meeting June 18th and the board retreat on August 10th.
Second.
Motion is second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion is unanimous. Item number 6 on the agenda, 6A, is the Treasurer and Finance Committee report. Mr. McCraney.
Thank you, sir. I have quite a bit to cover today, but I'm just going to kind of go in order here. The first thing in your packet, you should have budget reports for period of June 1st through June 30th, which would round out our year. On the first page here, for year-to-date activities, you see our total revenue of $20,525,001.72 against total expenses of $19,370,426.48. Leaves us with a net surplus last year of $1,154,575.24. Total other income, it would be our investment account of $310,196.04. Other income would be interest, $9,850.24. Brings our net surplus of $1,454,921.04. Any questions on that piece first? Okay. Next page, you'll see a surplus and cash report. Again, this is as of June 30th of 2024. Our operating account, $4,134,603.81. Student activities, $56,156.98. Investment account, $2,808,453.13. Petty cash of $1,000 brings our year-end $7,213,092. Our anticipated cash position on 6/30/2023 was $6,887,547. Current year budgeted surplus $971,152.08. Less fund balance appropriations of $1,518,600. Leaves us with expected cash and investments on hand at 6/30/2024 of $6,340,099.08. If you back out our investment account of $2,808,453.13, left us with expected cash available 6/30/2024 of $3,531,645.95. Below that, you'll see our bond fund ending balance of 6/30/2024, $112.57, and then our debt service reserve fund of $1,794,044.98 leaves us total bond proceeds held at U.S. Bank $1,794,157.55. Any questions on the surplus and cash report ending on 6/30/2024? No? All right. I'm going to keep rolling. So the next two pieces are going to be the July period for beginning of the year. So the first is the budget report. Here you will see in our year-to-date activity, state revenue of $463,230.53, total local revenue of $16,250.22, leaves us total revenue of $479,408.75. Total expenses of $919,808.18 leaves us for the first month a net deficit of $440,327.43. Our other income and investment account of $55,094.21 leaves us total other expenses, total other expense and interest there is $3,632.23, leaves us with a net deficit $388,865.45. So as with almost every year, until revenue starts coming in, the first couple of months always show as a negative, nothing to be alarmed about. There have been some changes on the way our ADM is calculated, and but again, some money has already landed in August that is not showing in July. So this will look a lot different in August as we move forward.
And it's typically 2 drops, right?
There are. I think one of the main differences in the change is the way the growth number is calculated. That's still pending. That hasn't been finalized. That one we won't know until that is passed. But that's the main one that's still in fluctuation at this point.
And just for clarity, it's the state legislature that has to pass it.
That's correct, yes.
Yep.
Any questions on that one? Okay. I'm going to move on to the surplus and cash report for July this year. Now, one thing that you'll see at the bottom, if you look at year end in June in the operating account, you'll see $4,134,600, and you'll see a large drop starting in your operating account of $3,229,000. One difference here is per our loan agreement for our bond, after 5 years, they come back and they have what they call a repair and replacement analysis. Is that correct verbiage, Claire? So within that, they ask us to move any dollars that are earmarked for facility repairs into a separate account that's not coming out of our operating account. And I'll touch on this. You'll see that at U.S. Bank, 5004 account, repair and replacement account, there's $400,000 as a beginning balance. So that came out of the operating. That's one reason why you see a large drop ending in June and beginning in July. Does that make sense?
So it didn't go anywhere, just in a different account.
Yeah, just moved it to another account. But I'll read through this. Again, if we have questions at the end, we'll circle back, okay? All right, operating account, $3,229,186.98. Student activity account, $67,216.06. Investment account, $2,859,915.11. Nothing in the petty cash at this month. Leaves our total of $6,156,318.15. So anticipated cash position, 6/30/2024, as an unaudited number, is $7,384,000. Current year budgeted surplus, $804,095.56. Last fund balance appropriations of $105,000. Leaves expected cash and investments on hand, 6/30/2025, of $7,699,479.56. If you back out the investment account of $2,859,915.11, leaves expected cash available 6/30/2025, $4,839,564.45. So on the far right, on ending balance in U.S. bank accounts, the bond fund, $149,379.89. Debt service reserve fund, $1,794,052.35. And as discussed, the repair and replacement account of $400,000 now has total bond proceeds held at U.S. Bank, $2,343,432.24. Any questions on that? Okay. And the last piece you'll see for the budget reports is we've included a balance sheet. It's 3 or 4 pages. I'm certainly not going to go through every line here. But worth noting is the comparison to 23 and 24. Assets have grown from $39,882,889 up to $41,339,000. And then at the bottom of page 1, you'll see the increase in total net position going from 9.5 up to 11.4 million. And then, of course, as a balance sheet on the second page, you'll see the end period, the same numbers. But again, what's important to note there is the difference between 2023 to 2024. I know there's a lot to throw at you guys. Any questions on any of this stuff so far? All right, that's all I have.
I really appreciate that. And, it's a lot of work. I know that Finance Committee and you and Claire put in preparing all that information within the year, and I really appreciate it. Item 6B, Head of School Report.
All right, we'll get started with the compliance submission report. So a lot did get submitted this month. So for Epicenter, for the Office of Charter Schools, we had to submit about the paid parental leave opt-in, and we voted to opt in last year, so we just have to tell them at the beginning of each year we're opting in again. Our insurance policies are maintained. Those were submitted on 8/1/24. Our quarterly financial reports were submitted on 8/9. Our quarterly report, statement of student count, that statement of the school student count as of the most recently completed calendar year was 8/9/24. Quarterly report, statement of student count by grade was submitted on 8/9. Statement of no changes in key personnel was submitted on 8/9/24. A statement of disclosure, no plans to expand the school or change school's organizational structure, no litigation, and no instances or activities of non-compliance with regard to the school's charter. That was submitted on 8/9. And the capital needs assessment was submitted on 7/31/24. And all of that is for our bond loan. Okay, next I have the enrollment report. So our total enrollment as of today is 1,966 students. We have 682 at the elementary campus, 654 at the middle school campus, and 630 at the high school campus. I'm happy to say we are full.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Great news.
It's actually the first thing I did was look down at 12th grade. Had
Yes.
over 150, and we've been targeting 150 for a while, so that's
That's
great.
exactly right. We are now considered full and fully grown. So we actually will have 24 additional kids this year over last year. So that funding, that growth funding, hopefully, I'm sure the General Assembly will come through with that. But I'm extremely excited. This was a dream that we entered into, 7 years ago, and it's very exciting to see the school completely full. All right, next you have our summer withdrawal report, and I know the one I sent you in your packets last week, it wasn't by campus, so we split those out by campus, and it's pretty evenly distributed. A lot of people moved and jobs were changed, and a lot of times they don't give us a reason at all. We just get a records request, but that's pretty average. Next, we have the personnel report. So we do have a good number of new hires. We're going to start with elementary. Allison Henderson was hired for a second grade position. Anna Nevins, second grade teacher position. Anna Stiers, second grade teacher assistant. And Brianna Gamble as our new STEM teacher. For middle school, Victoria Holman, English multiple language teacher. Catherine Phillips, 8th grade ELA teacher. Kristen Well, 6th grade ELA teacher. Lee Williams, 7th grade math teacher. Jamel Bell Champion, STEM teacher. And at the high school, Shannon Mejia for a history position. Savannah Worley, PE teacher. And Ruthie Howe, science teacher. And that does need to be approved.
Any questions about the personnel report?
I think maybe it's a typo on Lee Williams, her license expiration date, 2059.
That is a typo. For sure. She does have a license.
Mhm.
That is not expired.
Should that say 29, or we're going to check?
It looks like it should be 29.
Eagle eye over there. Any other questions? Do I hear a motion?
I move that we accept the August 2024 personnel report with stated correction.
Second.
A motion is second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And some weak eyes tonight.
All right, next, we have our Bayada contract. We do have 2 students that require a nurse at school, and we just need this approved, the contract approved.
This is, we've had a contract before with Bayada.
Yes,
Has any of the language changed?
no. Just basically the dates.
Any questions about the Bayada contract? The pricing was similar to the last contract last year?
Yes.
Yes? Any other questions? We hear a motion.
Make a motion to approve the Bayada contract.
Second.
Motion is second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's unanimous.
I also want to mention that when we do get a new student that requires a nurse, we do apply for special state reserve funding for that first year. All right, next I would like for Mrs. Pam Huffstetler to come up and talk to us about the PACE program updates.
Good evening.
I think you have it in your packet, some information that I put together. We're excited to begin the PACE program with year number 1. And we've got, I feel like, some really good number of students enrolled. So for 10th graders, we currently have 25 students that are currently enrolled in 2 College Now classes this semester, and they will also be enrolled in 2 second semesters, so they will get 4 college classes this school year. Our 9th graders, we have 20 students right now that qualify, and they will begin 2 classes in January. So they're getting acclimated to high school. We did not start college classes first semester for them, which was good because some of our new students that we have brought in, as well as I looked at some of the 8th grade test scores, and I tested 9 new students last week. So those scores should be coming back hopefully sometime next week to see if they can join the 20 students that we currently have in the 9th grade. And we have time to be able to put them in those classes because it is second semester. And Mr. Benfield and I are currently working on our current 8th graders because in October we are going to begin testing for the PACE program for the current 8th graders. So we're excited. The students seem to be excited, and I think it's turned out to be, I think, a phenomenal program. Any questions?
Sounds like you've had a good response. A lot of people looking to take advantage of the PACE program.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Thank you for creating it. Yeah, it's pretty fabulous.
Thank you.
If I could say one thing, it's a great motivator too for middle school students and prepping them for what high school could be for them. And I was in a couple of Mr. Benfield's sessions today, and he did a great job talking to the 5th and 6th graders, and I'm sure the 7th and 8th graders too, about what PACE can mean for them, and that, you know, they need to work hard to towards that goal, to be in the PACE program. So he's done a great job promoting it.
Thank you, Mr. Benfield.
All right, so all I have left is the calendar. So September 11th will be the 20th day of school. September 14th will be the next board strategic planning meeting from 8 to noon. And September 17th will be the next board meeting.
Thank you very much. Item 6C, Enrichment Committee.
No report this month.
Thank you. Item 6D, Athletics Committee.
No report this month.
I know there's been some activity. Item 6E, Facilities Committee.
Yes, so in your packets, you have a capital needs assessment recommendation form. So it was mentioned earlier in the treasurer report, so I just want to go over it a little bit more. The company came out and kind of walked all three campuses to assess any needs that we might have. And I think most of you know that we have an assessment list that is kind of ongoing that we update. That's where the parking lot project came from, the middle school, and just various maintenance type things that we do. And I'm happy to report that pretty much everything that this third party found was already on our list, already on our radar, so there was no real surprises. There was actually a good surprise. We knew that the middle school campus roof needed to be replaced, but we actually found out that there's a better fix for that that doesn't involve replacing. We can actually put a coating on top and extend its life to its full 50 years. So that was great news. Could be a huge cost savings for us. So we're in the process of getting quotes for these things listed here. Initially, we did move the $400,000 over to that account. We adjusted that, which should reflect on next month's report. It's actually $228,150. So that will show in that account on the next month's finance report. So just a FYI on that, it was actually less than what we anticipated, which is always better than more. So I'll keep you guys updated as we start getting quotes in and kind of crossing some of this stuff off our list of things to do. And we did have a facilities committee meeting today at 6 o'clock right before this, and we basically just went over the same information on here.
I'll say too that you see the elementary school represented here and the middle school represented here, and there were zero needs for the high school campus, which we would expect, but you never know. Right? Item 6F, Governance Committee, no reports. And any other new or old business? Our next board meeting will be September 17th, as Ms. Killen said, and we will see you then. Until then, we'll stand adjourned.